I'm Alexandra Barnard. This first scene comes from Rob Sherman's play, Inappropriate Behavior. God doesn't answer people's prayers. I know I'm not supposed to say something like that because, I'm a pastor, but he doesn't. He doesn't do anything for the individual. Like, this just happened just this last Saturday. So my wife told me to go do the week shopping, and Eunice takes the shopping really seriously. Like, she draws up this big, huge list and cross-references it and things like that. So I go to the supermarket, and I'm thinking to myself, I need to do this. Because, you know what, this might be my one shot. If I can do everything perfectly, then she'll be proud of me. She might even smile, who knows. So I take the list and I go to the supermarket. And let me tell you, there were some tricky things on that list. I'm talking kiwi fruits, things like that. But I was doing well. I was getting all of them. It was the baked beans with frankfurters that stumped me. And I saw them on the list and I thought, sure, baked beans with frankfurters. Everyone loves those, don't they? But I got there and I couldn't find them. But I wasn't even all that worried. I thought, sure, I'll just run to a different supermarket. And then another. And another. But everywhere I went, I just couldn't find any. And I knew what would happen when I got home. Before I even left, Eunice said to me, "You can't do anything right. I bet you can't even do the shopping." So I knew I had to get those beans just to prove that I had a reason for coming home at all. So I prayed. I know I'm not supposed to. It's something just for me, something selfish. I'm not supposed to pray over it. But I did. Please, God, please just one can of sausages and beans. Please, before the shops all close. And you know what? In the grand scheme of things, I really don't think it was that much to ask. Then I got home, beanless, furterless, and before I even took my coat off, the very first thing she says to me is, "So did you get the beans with sausages?" And that's when I knew it had been a test. And I had failed her. And God had failed me. See, I've never asked God for anything. Not even the son we wanted. The son that might have made a difference. But that one can of beans and sausages, that could have been the turning point. Who knows? Maybe if I had come home and I had said, "Yes, my love, yes, I have your groceries," then she would have loved me again. She would have fallen into my arms and everything would have been the way it's supposed to be. See, I've served God my entire life. Maybe not well, but the best I know how. If he wouldn't even get a can of beans for me, why would he do anything for you? Thank you. This scene comes from Whoopi Goldberg's one-woman show, direct from Broadway. Okay. So, I totally, love to surf, okay? Because I love it, and I just feel really, aesthetically connected to the ocean, because, think about it, no, seriously, think about it, because, there's water in our bodies, and, there's water in the ocean, and, we pass water, and water passes us, and it's all really, connected, So, anyways, I totally love to surf. And, I really love to be on the beach because, all my friends are there, And, there was this one time that I was on the beach and I was with my friends, or maybe they were with me. But, either way, we were all together, okay. And, this total, hunk Ola comes up to us, this complete hunk. And he's all like, "Hey." And I'm, completely not ready for this heavy conversation, but I'm just like, "Hey," and he says, "Hey," and we say, "Hi, hey," it's all good. And he's all like, "We're having a party, and, do you want to go?" And, I say, "Okay," and he says, "Okay," and we say, "Okay." And so then I'm at this party, and he comes up to me, and he's like, "Do you want to go on a walk?" And, so then we go on this walk, totally, amazing walk. And it was really amazing because, the moon was there, and the stars were there, and the ocean was there, and the sand was there, and he was there, and I was there, and like we totally did it, right? But so then afterwards, he's all like, I'll call you tomorrow. And like I say, okay, and he says, okay, and we say, okay. And so then like I get home, and I wake up, and I wait by the phone, and like I'm waiting for it to ring, you know? And it like totally like doesn't ring. And I'm waiting for days, okay? And then like after like 3 weeks or something, I'm like, oh, he's probably not gonna call me, okay. But I was like totally cool with it, you know? Cause like I didn't take it personally or whatever. And then like 3 weeks later, I realized that, you know, like my friend hasn't come. You know, my friend. I'm talking about my period, God. So anyways, I just like call my friend Amanda, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? And Amanda says come over, so then I come over, and she hands me this glass of Mountain Dew mixed with Comet, and she tells me to drink this and jump up and down 65 times. So then like I drink it, and like I jump up and down, and I get so sick. Like I throw up like all over her mom's Persian rug, but then like I cover it with my hat, so you know, it's all good. And then I realized that like what I should have done in the first place is just go to church, because you know, like I'm Catholic or whatever. So then like I go to the common and I ask for Sister Mary Alice Josephina June, and she's all like, what's the problemo? And I'm like, I'm totally PG. And she's like, are you in a movie? And like I don't get it. But then I'm just like, no, I'm not in a movie, I'm totally with child, like Mary was with Jesus, except I totally do know who the Father is. And she's all like, blasphemer. And I'm like, no, surfer. I'm like, you know what, forget it. I don't even need to be here. I can just go talk to my mom, because my mom is like totally cool, okay? She's always saying stuff like, you know, if you ever need to talk to someone, like, you can totally, like, talk to me, because I'm totally, like, your best friend. So then I get home, and I'm all like, Mom. And she's like, what? And I'm like, I'm totally PG. And she's like, are you in a movie? And then, like, I get it, because it's funny, you know? And I'm like, no, I'm totally, like, pregnant. And she gets a suitcase, right? And she totally like runs up to my room and gets like all my stuff and puts it in the suitcase. And then she totally like runs downstairs to the basement to get a screwdriver and totally changes like all the locks. And she like puts me on the outside the door and hands me my suitcase and like totally kicks me out. And I'm all like, hey, what are you doing? God, I mean, you're supposed to be like my best friend or whatever. But like she couldn't hear me because, you know, the door was in the way. So I'm like, whatever, I'm not gonna freak out. So then I just like walk to the beach, and on the way I stop by this Jiffy Cleaners, and I buy like a couple of coat hangers, you know. And so then I go to the girls' bathroom on the beach, right? And like I take off the paper, because, you know, you don't know where that thing's been. And you have to kind of like untwist it a little to make it this really like long strip, you know. And then you have to kind of like push it until you feel something, you know, and then you have to pull. And I guess I kind of messed it up. I really messed it up, you know, like the doctor says that like I'm not going to be able to, you know, have any kids or whatever. But like I'm cool with it, you know, because like I really just like love to be on the beach with all my friends, you know, and like I can't do that with a little baby or something like that. So, you know, what do I want kids anyways, right? And like I'm totally like not freaking out about it, you know, because like there's so much I want to go do and so much I want to see and everything like that, you know? And like I just have so much time now, you know? Everything's good. Like I'm even turning 14 next week, you know? I've got so much like ahead of me or whatever. I'm not freaked out.